What's my hair doing? It's funky stuff, but who cares? We're doing it. We're going live. It's time. Uh, we have lots to talk about today. I'm excited. I failed to do a good job setting things up today, so it's going to be a little rough to transition from this way to the other way to look at rocks. But we'll take our time getting there. We'll chat a little bit first, and then we'll switch the thing around and do the thing. I was hurrying to get ready, so sorry if I am looking a little less than appropriate and I'm a little less than ready today. It's definitely time to fill up the old mug. And I'm going to say hello to Slim, first of all, because he doesn't get in often, and if he does, he doesn't say much. Rufo's there, Sonia's there, Jeff is there, Jennifer's here. I thought I saw her earlier. Let me scroll up here. Spot's here. Yep, Jennifer's here. Missing anybody else? Not so far anyways, I don't think. Yes, Jennifer is here. And that's important because we have a package from her today. So we may need her commentary in the chat. Also, did you guys, I know I just snuck that video out last night, and the reason for that is because it was a pretty important video, I think, for my kid and for my mother-in-law and everyone involved with the rocks that we just inherited. So I wanted to do kind of an extra good job on the editing, and I didn't put it out until I was ready to put it out. So it came out late last night, but there was a purple rock in there, and there's just so much of that purple stuff in the material that we got. So we might have just a little bit closer look at some of that too later today. And there's still some stuff out of that package that we haven't even talked about. Good morning, Spicy Ghost and Chubby Hubby. Oh, Chubby Hubby, we got to do something about our email thing. We'll visit about that maybe a little later. Here on the thing. Maybe you need to send me yours. Or does Bear know how to get a hold of you? Maybe I'll get in touch with Bear. Let's see, what else do we know today? I got gnomed. The gnomes, like I told you guys, there's a bunch of gnomes here in town. No, I didn't, Chubby Hubby. Anyway, there's a bunch of gnomes here in town, and they move around from house to house. And every time they move, they're generating funds for these kids to go on a trip. And I called home the other night to tell my kid to start a pot of boiling water so that I could start cooking dinner as soon as I got home. And he's like, I think that, yeah, I don't know why it's not letting your messages through, Chubby Hubby. He says, I think we're getting gnomed. Let me check. And he looks, yep, we're getting gnomed. So the gnomes invaded my yard. And so, like, the whole name of the game, I've explained it a couple times, but I will one more time. You can get gnome insurance so that you don't get gnomed. And if you get gnomed, then you get to pay to move them to somebody's yard. So every time they move, they're generating funds for the kids to take this trip. So I was kind of excited. My kid was like kind of put off at first, and then I was like, yeah, but now where do they go? And he was like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, so that was fun. There's our feel-good story to start the day, right? I got gnomed. I got gnomed and I liked it. All right, what else is going on? Oh, I should have put my dishes away. Oh, well, like I said, I was scrambling to get ready. And the bear is here. Hey, Bear. And, yeah, so I'm multitasking as well, Rufo. Then Rufo says he's polishing something while he's watching. Way to go. I bet you Slim's working while he's watching too. He's just that kind of guy. He's always working. So I got a package from Jennifer, like I say. It's super adorable. The letter, the handwritten letter, and then she sent me a bunch of information. And I didn't read all the information. I want to, because a lot of it's really interesting, the history and stuff. about the place that she's collected these rocks from. I'm not going to blow the surprise just yet. Uh, and then the package itself, there's a lot of material there, and I haven't opened it and looked at it yet. So it's going to be a surprise for all of us together. So I mean, I kind of looked at it through the Ziploc bags, but I didn't get into it. So I'm kind of excited because I took a quick look at just a couple of them, and then I spent actually more time reading the material than I did trying to peek through the bags to see what's in there. So I want to read the letter to you. It's like I say, it's super it's just like super and I want to like tell you where this stuff comes from. Okay. It says, Allison, I hope that your son is recovering well. My past medical career wants me to be sure to tell you to make him take 10 deep breaths and cough several times a day. He did just that. He should splint his rib with a pillow when he coughs. He doesn't need pneumonia. Okay, enough mothering. Oh my gosh, who's calling me on my live? And you're very right, Jennifer. Hello? Hi. Okay, so you're not leaving tomorrow. Okay, I think we're gonna go shopping this afternoon. So if it's their night to be at your place, they may be not around for a while. Is it their night? Very good. All right, I'm in the middle of a YouTube live, so that sounds like a plan, and I'm gonna let you go. Got anything else I need to know? Very good. Yep. Yep, bye. All right, we've got Christmas plans made. Where are the kids going, when, and where? Okay, sorry about that quick interruption, guys. So she says he doesn't need pneumonia, and that's exactly what he did. He had some a thing that made him breathe really hard in, and then a thing that when he breathed out, it made a really funny noise. It went like there was a little flapper thing in there, and he did that like every half hour while he was awake, and then every hour throughout the night for the first few nights, and then he's back on his feet now. He's doing super well. I want you guys to know he's back at school. He's not having to do the breathing things anymore. We've gone back to the doctor and they've checked him out and said he's doing really good. So yeah, just so glad that they were wearing their seatbelts, you guys. I can't believe how well they're both doing. They're both back at school and doing really well. Oh, and then so today's their last day at school, and tomorrow starts their Christmas break. So they're bowling today. My youngest one is bowling today in the big town. So the rest of the letter here from Jennifer says, I'm sending you a variety of, and I might mispronounce this, lamporphree, or I gave it my best. Yeah, Jeff, we're wishing the best for you and Vicky as well. Keeping Jeff and Vicky in your thoughts. Well wishes. This says, some of this is very dense and tight grained. Others will be weathered and more loose and crumbly. The original mine would put the ore in terrace dams down the ravine and let the water and weather break down the ore before they would crush it and find the Yogo sapphires, everybody. But originally the mine was a gold mine. So I am saving my crushed ore to pan before discarding. The green-gray colored ore may have peridot crystals or olivine, greenish sand. I have yet to find a sapphire in any of the ore that I've broken down, but I will keep looking. I hope that you will find something and enjoy having a piece of Montana history. The free. That's a good one. Is full of xenoliths, small particles, and other minerals. Olivine, the green, the pyroxene, amber to black, and the white is a mystery to me. I don't believe it is quartz because lamphorine is ultramafic and was super hot temperature, thus enhancing the blue in the Yogo's sapphires naturally. I have enclosed some reading material and mine history. I just want to share some rocks and learn more. Hope you enjoy them. And then she says, consider this winter learning fun, which I totally do. I laughed out loud when I read that. I was like, yes, I'm totally digging into this winter, you know, digging into this winter. This is just too cool. So like I say, she sent a lot of reading material. Ooh, Jeff, I've done that. I've been there, done that. Felt like I got kicked down a flight of stairs by a big horse. Thanks for stopping in, Slim. Yeah, I've done the old gallbladder. That was hardcore. And then they do it all with you know, probes laparoscopically or whatever. So they just make like 3 little incisions. 1, 2, 3, 4. One in your belly button. And it looks like you were in a gun battle when you're done. You got like all these little poke holes in you. All right. Some of the stuff that I just quickly read over this that I found interesting was that the Yogo deposit is unlike any of the rest of Montana's sapphire deposits, which are secondary. Yogo sapphires are mined directly from the Lamphoree host rock. There are at least 6 known dikes, 5 sapphire bearing at Yogo. From 1895 to 1994, the Yogo deposit produced an estimated 18.2 million carats of rough that is believed to have yielded more than 50,000 carats of cut stones. Woo! Considerable reserves remain, it says. So I just thought it was interesting that it was not like all the rest of the places where we get our sapphires in Montana. And that's because a lot of this is coming straight out of the host, whereas the rest of our sapphires in Montana have come out of the host rock and bounced down the creeks and things, and now we're panning them out. Oh, you guys, there's some really cool information in here. Yeah, anyway, this is a cool material from what I could tell, just like I say, looking through the bags. It looks, you know, really mafic. It look, whoop, I thought I lost my chair there. I got a little freebie, a little fun ride. It looks, some of it just at first glance really kind of looks similar to the platinum ore that I get. So this is going to be interesting, you guys, to look at. So she's sent, oh, there was one that was on top and it managed to kind of get shuffled down to the bottom. So let me grab it as well. So this one also has a little note with it. And she says, Eureka! I found a cluster of what I think are Yogo sapphires. I have enclosed a piece for you. Okay, right? And then, like, I peeked at this one because I was like, what? This is very different. And I think she might be right, you guys. And of course, I'm going to turn this around and we're going to have a better look at it. But there's something happening. There's something happening in this piece of stone here. So, well, that's the smallest one she sent. And then some of the rest of these, here's kind of a larger one. This one's quite a bit more dense. And I almost, like, when I looked at this, thought, ooh, that would be really fun to put through the rock saw. That'd be really fun to cut and see what's in there. And, you know, like, because it again, it kind of, to me, looks similar to some of the ore that I've gotten out of the platinum mine, out of Stillwater mine. Not identical, but similar, right? This has got 2 pieces in it, and it says more grainy. So this will be like slightly more crumbly material, but this is actually kind of nicer to look at because some of the pieces are bigger. That's interesting. This one's cool. It's got kind of a little like vuggy thing happening here. So sparkly. And a couple more here in this other bag. These are kind of cool, you guys. We're going to get into these. There's stuff happening in here. Like, what is the white stuff? I don't know either. Jennifer, have you hit these with the UV? Excuse me for just a second. All right, let me catch up on the chats while I wait for Jennifer's answer. Have you UV'd these? No UV yet. Super cool beans package, Jennifer. Yeah, agree, chubby hubby. Yeah, okay. So we'll check this out with some UV as well as just have a better look at them. I don't know if they'll do anything with the UV. Like I say, we're all just discovering this stuff together. Also, if you in the chat, I challenge you because I didn't get a chance to read a whole lot about this. The history of this stuff was like super cool, but I didn't retain any of it before I had to jump on here. If you guys know anything about Yogo sapphires, please drop it in the chat so that we can all share that information with each other. Especially Jennifer, if you got any information that like really highlight that you'd like to highlight about this, please drop it in the chat so we can share that information with each other. And we'll all get smarter together. Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. This is cool stuff. Okay. Without further delay, I think let's get turned around and have a look. Make some more room for my cup. Just in case I miss my chair again and my arm flails, I don't knock my cup into oblivion. That music seems just a little loud too. Let me take care of that. It's always that one song in this playlist too. I need to get rid of that song maybe. And all right. It's fine and all. It's just a bit intense, that one song. All right, we got the box ready. We're ready to do the thing. Are you guys ready to take the trip? This is gonna take a minute because the tripod is, I gotta aim it that way because it just quickly put it here. I did no pre-setup. There's your warning. I did no pre-setup today. Put you down, let you look up my nose real quick. All right. It always makes me touch it twice. All right, looking at the top of the light box. Let's see if we can get you guys down in here and kind of straight. All right, sorry about the motion sickness. All right, let's have a look at the little piece first. Sorry about the ride there. I'm just trying to. Okay. I dislike the bouncy tripod. I'm going to town, like I say, later to do some shopping. So we'll see if we can find one that's not bouncy. Look at that, you guys. That is definitely some Yogo looking stuff happening in there. Nobody knows anything about Yogo sapphires in the chat. I know that they're bluer than most of the other sapphires because they were under such high heat in their creation. So they are generally a really, really dark blue, sometimes almost purple and sometimes red in different lights. What's a Yogo? It's a sapphire from Montana, Yogo sapphires. Hmm, that's really interesting, Jennifer. Everyone's learning something new right now. I wonder if we could. Ooh, look at it shine. Let it shine. No, that's oversaturated. Let's see. It's trying to get you in just a little better focus. It's not terrible. Are the lightest blue. See, and I wonder if that dark crystals in there are sapphires or if it's this lighter blue stuff up here. I mean, I know Montana sapphires to look like the lighter blue stuff, but what's that darker stuff in there? I know that the Yogo sapphires are oftentimes quite small. I'm sure it's that lighter blue stuff. That's cool. It's the location name. Yogo sapphires only come from, one place in Montana. So she sent, let me see if I can back out now because that's kind of the smallest one. She sent a whole bunch of information too. Oof, bang. So the Yogo Gulch was discovered more than 100 years ago and is one of the 4 major sapphire producing areas in Montana. Well saturated blue color, relative absence of inclusions, high luster, brilliance in both artificial and natural light. They don't require heat treatment. Rough crystals are usually flat and low cutting retention, generally way less than a carat. Unlike other Montana sapphire deposits, which are secondary, we kind of went over this. They are straight from the host rock. And then, let's see. So that's just page 1. Here are some cut and faceted Yogo sapphires. There's some maps in here too, I saw. Oops. Again, I hate the wobbly tripod. So we're talking about, Eureka, she said. Just another faceted piece. I'll try to maybe scan through some of this. Whoops. Gosh dang, wobbly tripod. I am so sorry, you guys. I'll try to kind of maybe scan through some of this stuff while we look at some of the pieces. I'll put a piece in the box and still wobbling. I am so sorry about the wobbly thing. So they come from Yogo Creek. And it talks in this stuff about these other mines, the Vortex mine, the Middle mine, and some of the things that they were pulling out of there. Here's a picture. I love that picture. Of a sapphire bearing dike. Try not to bump the wiggly tripod. Some more faceted pieces. Again, talking about how they can almost look a little bit purple. how they look in different lights, some of the inclusions that are in them. Again, they're pretty flawless. There isn't a lot of inclusions in them, but some of them are these materials. She sent an awesome package of info here. This is really cool stuff. See that piece poking out there? It makes me wonder if that lighter blue stuff we're seeing is... She said the ore was so hot it heated the sapphires. So my understanding is if you heat them further, it will ruin them. Yeah, they're already naturally heat treated is the way that I kind of understand it too. You don't have to heat treat all any sapphires from Montana, really. I mean, not that I have anyway. I don't know, I don't know. Sometimes it makes them prettier, sometimes it doesn't. There's an old, that's the Vortex mine. Like I say, I pointed to that on the map earlier. So and I got a lot to learn about that. I know nothing about that. This is showing the weathering. So this is some of the, this is what the stuff she sent me looks like. And this is what it looks like when it's really, really weathered. It talks about, all kinds of the 6 zones where they're found, where they're, I mean, this is just the coolest. I can't wait to dig into some of this history and learn, because this is not far from my home. I'd love to know what was going on there. Here's some references that she's pulled this out. Here's some of these words that were in this paperwork that she sent that you may not know. So let's learn this, because I'm unfamiliar with this word. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. See if I can get it in frame for you guys there. Hi, and nickel and chromium, huh? That's interesting. Goes on to say that it occurs throughout all geologic eras. I can't read it on my screen. I have to read it on the paper, which makes me look around the thing. It's a catch-all term for mafic igneous rocks, which have primary mineralogy consisting of amphobiotite and feldspar in the ground mass. Interesting. Gneiss, and talks about that. The nomenclature. How did they name this? What's it named after? I don't even know. I gotta read it. I'm so excited. Pause that and have a look back later if you want. You guys, she sent this is so cool. So cool. The distribution. They occur in granites and dikes and sills. This is cool. This is cool. All right. I've kind of flipped through there. I want to flip through this some more. I really need to switch to my phone so I can make food. Need to stop playing with rock stuff. Yeah, dude. I don't know what all it says on that page, but I'm, like I say, I'm going to dig into that and really, that's cool. Oh, bonk the wiggly tripod. All right, I want to grab a sip of coffee here too real quick. And we'll get into a couple more of these rocks she sent. Okay. In no particular order, here they come. Ooh. Like I say, so sparkly. There's some green. Oh. That's maybe too much zoom. A little less. How about right about there? Now let me touch that so you get focus better. Guys, see the green in there? I'm not entirely sure that's an olivine or a pyroxene, though. That almost looks like a... I don't know. That's interesting. I'm going to come back out, or I'm going to try to... Ah. Oh my goodness. The struggles are super real today, you guys. I'm so sorry. She does love her some sparkles, too. She's one of the sparkliest YouTubers I know, that Betty Jane. Welcome. Glad to see you here. That's our friend Sue, by the way, you guys. She came in here all cognito as Betty Jane. That's our friend Sue from Topher Spin Meteorites, guys. And she puts the sparkle in Topher Spin Meteorites. So she does love her some sparkle. Oh. Whoa, chubby hubby. That's interesting. Yeah, so this is cool. It is super sparkly. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. I try to kind of move it just a little so that you can maybe catch some of the reflections, but I don't see it on my camera. I hope you guys do. But yeah, how cool would this be to cut and see like one small surface? Maybe not this one piece in particular, but one of these pieces maybe. I want to keep that one out too. Okay, and this one too. And then let's put these two back in the box together because, like, what is that? And we need to check it out with the UV. Hi, Topher. I will see you guys later. With my bells. Oh, Spot, you're funny. So it did talk about some of the inclusions in there that could be in some of the sapphires, and I wonder if that's any indication of what some of the other things in some of this matrix might be. I'm gonna have to look that up. She did say some of the inclusions were in her letter even. Let me look really quickly again. The inclusions are the pyroxene and the olivine. And then she says, but the white stuff is a mystery to me. I believe it's not quartz because, again, the ultra high temperatures, right? So, what is it? Because there's quite a bit of it in there. Maybe putting a UV to it will help us answer that question. Maybe not. Yeah, there's definitely some green happening here and there. I'm going to put that one back because it's definitely got that like green spot in it. Can I put it back? There we go. And let me do some light tricks. Okay. Huh. Big fat bunch of nothing really happening. The only thing glowing on that is the lint. That is interesting. Yeah, let's see. There may be some small bits of stuff in there that actually is glowing rather than just the lint. But boy, tiny stuff, if anything at all. Where's that green spot at? Insignificant. Under the UV, that is just not impressive. Wow. Well, I'm kind of surprised about that. Honestly, I thought that some of that stuff would light up a little. What about the little piece? Let me look at the little piece real quick. There's a little bit of something happening there. But nothing that like really screams to me like, oh, that's sodalite. Oh, that's, oh, that's this mineral or that mineral, right? Like that just was not a helpful identification tool to me. It probably means a lot to people who know more about fluorescence and minerals, but it meant a very little to me. Okay, but we are learning together. We are digging into this and learning together, aren't we? Yeah, that was do Montana? Yeah, some of them do. Excuse me, just a little. Some of them don't. And more than the sapphire fluorescing, I was wondering if those white inclusions would fluoresce. Like, what is all that stuff in there? Look how sparkly it is right there. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. And then I don't think in this one, no mention in the reading that I did here, but oftentimes we'll find some garnets with our sapphires. And again, sometimes our garnets will fluoresce a little and sometimes they won't. Sometimes ruling a thing out can be exactly, but sometimes learning what it isn't doing is helpful in learning what it is. I had a super awesome science teacher. You guys, I've mentioned him before. This one's got some green in it too. So this is interesting. I've mentioned my science teacher many, many times, and I will probably many, many more times again. But he would get so excited when something didn't turn out, like when you were like, oh, my experiment failed. And he's like, it didn't fail. You just figured out what doesn't work, like you figured out what doesn't cure cancer. Okay, so like let's move on and figure out what does. Like he would get so excited at a failure. And it just in his eyes, it wasn't a failure. You learned something, you learned what didn't work. So he was just like his excitement over that though, and his enthusiasm to point that out every time things didn't turn out the way you thought they would. He was like, this is exciting. This is exciting. What are we learning? He was just so cool. So yeah, we've definitely learned something. We've learned that they don't fluoresce. This is cool. This like, I'm betting that's a little bit of feldspar in there. The top of this one didn't even really fluoresce, and I kind of thought it would. I thought I saw some green in here. Now I don't. Oh, up in here. Look, there's a round one. Oh, you can't even see it. There it is. And it's green and it's round. Right there. How cool would this be to cut, you guys? There's some pink in there too, right there. Look how pink that is. Deductive geology. Bear, you crack me up. That's an interesting idea. Jeff says get a scribe and pull some of that out of there. And there is Karen, speaking of getting a scribe and doing fine little detailed work. Karen, we're looking at a box of rocks that Jennifer sent. And this is Montana Yogo Sapphire rough matrix material. Whoa, that was hard for me. I don't think so. I mean, we certainly could try it. Is it high in lime? Lime. Was it a limestone sort of generated thing? I don't know. We could test it for science. Do you want to find out? You want to find out for science? Yeah, I think this would be beautiful cut. I don't even think you'd have to polish it. Look at that piece in there is red. That flashy, sparkly piece. There's your sparkles, Sue. There's a pretty one in there. A couple of them. Not at all related, Sue, to the sapphires that I have. I do not have any Yogo sapphires. And we've talked briefly, Karen and Sue and anybody else who's new jumping in, that the Yogo sapphires aren't like any other sapphires in Montana because they are still in the host rock. And the rest of the Montana sapphires are alluvial. Is that the word? Am I using that word correctly? They're alluvial. They've come out of the host and are now like in river deposits. CLR would help? Maybe. If CLR would do it, then my gallon jug of muriatic acid will definitely take care of it. River deposit alluvial. Yeah, I did use it right then. I did use that word right. Yeah, it is super sparkly. That's a beautiful piece. Seriously, oh gosh, you guys, seriously, there's so much red. Everything that sparkles in there and everything right around it is just ruby red. Red is a color my camera despises to try to film though. Ooh, this one looks pretty green in the bag. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. There's this quite a bit of green happening up in here. I wonder if turning my light down would help a little with the colors. Let me try that really quick. Let's take it like way down. No, that didn't help. Let's go back up a little bit. I said down, man. It might have helped to see the green, to try some different light tricks. Let's see now if... No, that like super white light kind of sucks. Let's see. I don't know if I'm in love with that or not. We'll let it roll. What do you guys like better? The before light or this light? That's cool. Ooh, sparkle. I'm just gonna let it hang out there for a second and sparkle. Look at the color in that one in the middle. Again, look at the sparkle on the bottom side. Oh. Can definitely see the sparkle better in this light, I think. But do you guys care much for this duller light? Is it doing us any favors? Look, there's the green. Do you see the green better? I think you might. I think that other light was kind of washing things out a little bit. Like I say, I'm not thrilled with the like ultra white in this, but what do you guys think? Do you want the light back on the way it was? Do you like it this way? I'm here for you. How can I make you guys happy today? The darker does show how sparkly it is a lot better, doesn't it? Maybe we'll just kind of throw a combination of lights at you today. Oh, this is a chonky chonk. Chonky chonky chonk. And wow. Oh, I was going to say, it is so green right here. But there's literally some grass stuck on it. Yeah, no, I'm having a hard time. And the colors aren't like in your face. Do you guys see that green? Do you see the grass green? It's not in your face either. They're just subtle. Otherwise, it's quite a bit of you guys are getting the color. It is black, it is gray, it is white with those ever so subtle hints of the green and then the red too. Again, I got excited. I was like, look at all the green. I do have a UV light and we tried it and it was really not exciting. It didn't do anything. But yeah, like I say, I got excited. This one's really green, but there's literally a piece of grass on there. So we'll maybe assume that one has some grass instead. But yeah, really that's about all there is to see here. Like I say, some of it has the color, some of it's kind of pink. And then some of it's kind of green. This is a bit looser material than that last piece that we looked at. And so this piece would probably be a good candidate to try things like digging them with a Dremel or putting it in acid. See if there's anything in there. She says too that this once was a gold mine and that we should keep anything that we grind out of these rocks and pan for just in case. I have no idea what gold bearing rocks look like, so I wouldn't know. I know how to pan for gold and I know what gold in a pan looks like. That one's got a little bit of like blue in it. And I mean, I'm talking micro, guys. Do you see it in between my fingers? It does almost kind of have a meteorite kind of feel to it, doesn't it, Sue? I feel like a cut and polished piece of this would be really cool in anybody's collection. It's definitely got, it's a breccia if you want to be use that term as well. I mean, it's got little pieces of other things stuck in it, right? Yeah, pink and purple ever so faintest hints over there. Like I say, tiny though. But yeah, it would be so pretty. Yeah, kind of that little blue hue in that little speck right up there. Oh, sorry, I'm tossing it around. That's scary, Marco. Is it a good one? Did you get a good one? Do you know? And then here's just a little piece that was in that bag with that last kind of more crumbly piece. So would this be good to put in your tumbler? No. No, it's pretty soft material. We can break it up with our fingers if we're really, really into it. Oh, I'm laughing out loud right now. Oh my gosh, Sue, this actually happened, you guys. This is a true story. Let me clean my hand off really quickly. So, like I say, she's a big fan of sparkles and glitter. And she does like the most amazing job packaging meteorites and packages in general. Just packages from Sue are always really nice. And like I've given her the full go ahead. I'm like, put glitter and ribbons and sparkles and all kinds of fun stuff in my package. Yeah, yeah. And so have some others. There are some people who are like, please don't put glitter in my package. And she fully respects that. But if you give Sue the go ahead, she will do it. Anyway, she had gently used some glitter in a package. And then later we were all, I'm using this word, she really did just gently use some glitter in a package. And we were all looking at a meteorite together on a show and tell hangout one night. And we're like, wow, what is that red mineral in this meteorite? Wow, I've never seen anything like that. What is that red inclusion? And we were examining it, zooming, trying to catch, get a different angle on it. And then we realized, oh my goodness, we were all looking at a piece of glitter. One tiny, solitary, microscopic piece of glitter had gotten, transported into that meteorite, into the focus of this meteorite that we were looking at. Oh, interesting. Marco. Okay. The picture got posted on Facebook too, and everyone had opinions about what it could be. Oh, it's not embarrassing, Sue, not at all. So there, like I say, there are some pieces of this that are really compact. That's a good, nice, stout piece of that. I would really, really like to run that. Gosh, you guys, the green glittery right there. Do you see him? The green piece right above my fingernail. I'd really like to run a couple of pieces of this through the rock saw. In fact, I probably will do that in the very near future. And then some of that, again, crumble it up. Let's pan it out. Let's see what's in there. Is there a sapphire in there? Is there a piece of gold in there? What a cool package, Jennifer. And the history that she sent with this, you guys, is just like way cool. Like I cannot wait to dig into that. You can learn a lot about what you're finding and what you can expect to find in your area by digging into a lot of that old time stuff. Like, what were they mining? How were they mining it? Why were they mining it? All of those questions can put you on the track for a better find and understanding what you're finding too. I really appreciate getting to look at this material. This is so cool. Again, I'm so sad that you guys, it's like blue green. It doesn't show up. Red is usually the problem with my camera. It kind of does. It's like pale, the ever so faintest, like aquamarine color right there. That might be a piece of a little sapphire in there, guys. Kind of like that one up there. Okay. Anyway, so future stuff to do with this. Like she said, consider this winter learning. I'm so excited to learn more about this. Oop. My knowledge about Montana sapphires is pretty lacking. I know quite a bit about the sapphires that I've personally went and dug and panned and brought home, and I know quite a bit about some of those locations and some of those sapphires. I'm looking at the other big piece while you guys are looking at those. But my knowledge about Montana sapphires is lacking because sapphires aren't something that I find here. And so I've failed to really dig into the education there. And this is a really good nudge to kind of go ahead and do that. Like, go ahead, get into it. Like, especially, like I say, where this comes from is not terribly far from my home. Oh, they're so pretty, you guys. They're so sparkly. And so why not jump in, dig in, learn some more. The sun is the best light to look at it. And it's cloudy here today, Jennifer. I don't mind me some glitter, Sue. And I definitely don't mind a sparkly rock. Like, I really wish you guys were seeing how sparkly that was. Let's see, when we did this one off, that really helped us see the sparkle. Yeah, not so much. Zamenschenite. I like to say that word. That's a fun one. Take a look at it. That would be a lot of fun. We would appreciate that, Sue. We love looking at cool stuff. Let me fill up my cup, guys, real quick. And we've got even more stuff to look at today. Like I say, we're going to dig into this. This might not be the last time we see or hear about this material that Jennifer just sent, this Yogo sapphire ore material. This is really cool stuff. And yeah, I can't wait to like get it under the loupe and do stuff with it. If I find out anything cool along the way, I will be sure to share it with you guys. Okay, so while the camera is still looking this way, I'm going to just grab this up out of here. Maybe I'm going to. There we go. I got it. I want the little pieces too, actually. I'm going to check those out. All right. Dump the box out. That's clean enough for me and you, isn't it? All right. The purple stuff that we found in Kaidens Grandpas stuff. You guys, tell me what you know. Anybody ever seen anything like that before? I put a little caption in the video that I made of him looking through all of these rocks from his grandpa. And he says in the video, you can hear him say, I'm going to do a Google search, my youngest son, right? And he did. And he came up with something that looked like it. And there's tons of it in here. I got to digging around on the old Googler. And I was like, wow, I think this is stitchite. Stitchite. Anyway, it only comes from about 5 places in the world, and Ontario, Canada is one of those places. And so I can imagine that his grandpa, we live, so close to the Canadian border that I could literally probably throw a rock from here into Canada. And so there once upon a time before COVID and before other things, when you could freely cross the border. Like if your neighbor's cows came across the border, you could help him round his cows up and cross back with him and help him put him in the corral, and no big deal. Like we used to be able to go over and have pie and not have to check in with the border patrol and tell them that we're going to Canada to have pie with the neighbors. So stitchite is also called atlantisite. Yes, Jeff, that is the rock we are talking about. So I could see how, 4 or 5 generations back, it would have been super easy for him and his neighbor to, have a small rock hounding club and be like, hey guys, we've, stitchite from Ontario. It's not far away. I can imagine that being a possibility. So it makes sense. It's something that comes from close to my home, but also it looks very similar. I could be very wrong, but that was our guess. Thanks to the old Googler, was stitchite. Stitchite. Am I saying that right? Stitchite. I like the other one better. Zamantionite. You guys. It's not fair to put me on the spot. Have you UV'd this one? I have, but I don't recall if it did anything or not, Jeff. So let's have a look real quick. We do have a little fluorescence there, don't we? It's not so much the purple colored stuff, but there's some white stuff next to it that is popping a little bit. That one's kind of glowy. That's the only one he washed in bleach water too, and it turned like black when he washed it, and I was like, oh gosh, I wonder if it'll ever turn purple again, because it took a long time to dry. So Jennifer had said on the premiere, that was hard for me to say, on the premiere last night, she couldn't tell if this was a harder material or a softer material. It is quite soft, actually. It almost feels like, remember when we were kids and we used to pick up that chalk rock and then go draw on the sidewalk with it? It almost kind of has a similar feel as chalk rock did when we were kids. Some of it's quite soft, and like you can see it's making a dust. Just a dust when I rub it. And it said too, like, if you're cleaning it, you shouldn't use bleach water. You shouldn't use hard abrasives. There's some black in that one. It's really pretty. And in fact, there is a really dark piece in here that I thought was different stuff, but I think it's more of that. And then there's some really big pieces too. So I think that's more of the purple. I was so impressed at how dark and sparkly that stuff was that I was not as focused on some of the rest of it. Let's see if that one glows. Isn't UV reactive as far as I know? Yeah, same. Whereas a lot of our other purple minerals, fluorite and things are, and then it's obviously not quartz. It's not amethyst. There aren't a lot of purple rocks out there. So again, it looked a lot similar. I cannot pinpoint an actual picture of like stitchite that was mined from the Ontario mine specifically. A lot of what you see pictures of online is from, all around the world, other places. So I don't know for sure. Like I say, this looks super similar to the other stuff that I see, but maybe not quite identical. Like the matrix is what seems a little different to me. Like you said, the Amazonite or whatever it's called, the other one that Jeff put in the chat, Atlantisite, that's it. It has like a green matrix with it. So purple and green. So I don't know. I don't know, but it's very cool. I'm excited to learn more about this. You were trying to get you some for a while, huh? Well, I happen to know somebody who has some. There's not a lot of green in it, though. Not that I've seen yet, anyway. But there are a couple of pieces of this that are big enough that we could do things with them. We could put them through the saw and do things with them. Those are nice sizes for, my smaller saw. No reason why we couldn't half one of those or something to that effect. Let me go round up the bigger ones. And then there's some other stuff too if you guys want to still hang out. uh, ooh, twisted my wrist the wrong way. I'm getting old. I just made an old person noise. Ooh, I hurt my wrist. Okay. Yeah, this stuff is just too wild, you guys. That's like the purple est piece of it we have is this smaller piece. I wore the purple fingernail polish today just because of this rock, by the way. Yeah, and we're rock nerds over here big time. But a lot of us have a sense of humor. Like, do you see Chubby Hubby's comment up there? Oh, freaking right, for a bit. Like, okay, we'll hang out for a minute. Um, and then Spot's down there with her, public service announcement. Make sure that after you use bleach water that you use bar soap to help the pH of your skin. Like, you guys are just such a hoot, such a riot. Odd variety of folks in here. I love it. So, no one in here is taking themselves too seriously. And everyone in here is kind. And if, there's some gentle teasing back and forth, but we like that. We like a little gentle teasing once in a while. So yeah, we've made it to hump day. We're happy that we're at the hump of the week. This is a nice, refreshing stop halfway through. Little petro to help you get through the rest of the week. A little momentum. This side sparkles. It's purple and it sparkles. Isn't that just the craziest thing you guys have ever seen? Which direction do I need to go? There, that way. Why is it purple? Says Aaron. Hey, what's up, Aaron? I don't know, honestly. I did read it's a chromium or chromite replacement mineral, if that means anything to anybody. Gorgeous. I think Bear watched the video right before bed last night, and I bet he went and had sweet purple dreams. Purple rock dreams. I wear my odd like a badge. Me too. I think we all kind of do. Again, there's a little bit of a white mineral in here. This might be pigeon poo. This white stuff up here, so never mind that. Or paint, maybe even. This did come out of a really old building. But this white mineral in here, and that's where we're getting our fluorescence in this piece. What little bit of it there is. Again, we're going to play light tricks with you. What little bit of fluorescence there is coming out of that white stuff. Yeah, nah. The pigeon poo is glowing. Not very much going on there. But this, I think, is a stout enough piece that we could cut it. I have no idea what to expect if we did. I have no idea if it would crumble and fall apart. My kid isn't against it. There might be a bug down in there. That's cool. I didn't really wash this up because I was afraid. It is soft. Whoopsie. See how soft it can be? I do think that, like I say, this piece is probably tough enough we could pull some cabs off of it. Some slabs and cabs. I think I actually did dream in purple last night. The odd is thicker than water. I love that. Oh, yes. I got a couple in the chat there that, like, is it Gia? Is it Gaia? I'm not sure. Welcome. And I'm gonna throw Aaron right under the bus too. Aaron's my brother's roommate. We've known each other for years. Aaron's good stuff. He'll fit right in. He's definitely a square peg in a round hole. He'll fit right in around here. Slab it, cab it, put that on a t-shirt. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And there's even one more piece of this. Again, we can see a little bit of that white mixed into there. And then the rest of it's like, I don't know. It looks like a limestone to me. But I could be wrong. I need to do so. I need to do a lot more testing on this. Look at how sparkly it is through here. Ooh, you guys, will that not take your breath away? There's a big sparkly pocket in here too. This is just the wildest stuff. Can't even see this whole rock in this case. It's just in the light box. It fills the whole box and then some. Let's even come out some more here. Oh, let's have a look at everything else. There we go. I mean, I showed it to you guys on the premiere on the video last night where Kaiden is going through all of these rocks. But to have it, presented in front of you like this and we can talk about it, and if you guys are like, whoa, turn it back the other way, I just can't believe how stinking purple it is. Again, some of the pockets in this, kind of cool. Not kind of cool. Really, really cool. You guys, I'm just kind of blown away. Like a lot blown away. A lot. I just never thought I would see such a purple mineral, have it in my hand. A purple rock like that. That's just too cool. So again, we have not seen the last of this. We will definitely be coming back to this in the future, near future, probably. It's on the chopping block, I think, in the very near future. Excuse me. My hesitation with it is that it's the only material I have like this. Like when it's the only one you have, you're like, ooh, do I cut it? So it takes a little more thought and guts to go ahead and cut something like this that's so unusual, that's your only one, all of those things. You want to, probably more think about it more than just, hey, let's go throw it in the saw and cut it right now. That's probably a better way to do it because I wouldn't overthink it quite so much, but I'll probably hesitate quite a bit when it comes to chopping this stuff up just because I want to do something right with it, I want to make sure we're doing something with it, not just chopping it up for hoot and holler. And like, I kind of wonder if we shouldn't not oil chop that. Like water chop might be a better idea. So again, I'm gonna do some learning about this if I can, and I'll take you guys along for the ride. And we'll see. It may be something that we're able to slab and cab. Hopefully, that would be so cool. Growl. Where did I leave my charger? Go get him, Spot. It's right where you left it. It'll be for sure the last place you look for. Definitely need to do some hardness tests, some specific gravity. Exactly. Before just cutting into it. Exactly. Exactly, Jeff. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I kind of don't even want him anywhere near it. Like I was trying to show my buddy the other day and my hands were covered in oil from cutting, and I was like, here, like I was holding it like here, take this. I don't want to get oil all over it. Andrew's here. How's it going, man? Andrew, I mean to send you an email here in the near future and let you know that I think I may be ready to try your rock if you want to set something up with me. I may have some time. Hey, fellas, what you got there? A robot? Bring it here.
But Michael's got a flat.
You got a flat?
Yeah,
Hey, hang on right there.
rim.
Hang on right there. I gotta back us out. We can't see you. Hang on. Zoom. There.
It's a little robot.
What's it do?
All sorts of stuff.
You can say shit on my thing. It's okay. What's it do?
All sorts of stuff. I don't know what to tell you. It's a variety of objectives. It's not completed yet.
It's
One
not.
of the objectives is to pick up these little hexagons and put them on a board. So that's what this conveyor is for.
Okay.
Scoop them up with this.
Let me see the side of it. It's got tires and stuff. Look at the tires on that thing, you guys.
Wheels, not the wheels.
Oh, that's cool.
Alrighty, we got to be going.
Okay, it picks up hexagons. What else does it do? Tell me really quick.
Well, normally we'd have the plane launcher on it, but it's not on
Oh,
there
the paper airplane launcher, yeah.
Yeah. Remember that. It's not on there. So we'll have to put that on this weekend.
Oh, you guys. That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Too cool. They just brought a robot into my house. Yes. That's BattleBots.
There's no room for this mofo.
Oh, that is so cool.
No. It's leaking. Mike, right on the back with me.
And it got loud in here. We love it. The robot is awesome, you guys. YouTube loved that. Whoa. So they're a really small school and a really small team, and they have like a really super small budget for their robotics team. And they actually like slayed some of the schools with bigger budgets and more advanced teams than them. They went in and did really good just a couple weeks ago. And in fact, they were challenged, specifically challenged by one of the better crews, the better robots teams. They were like, we want to challenge them. Like, they picked our kids to challenge, and they were, I mean, it was a dang close race. So I think that's so cool. Anyway, completely unrock related, but how can you not appreciate? That was so cool. He comes in here with an armful of robot. Oh. Oh my goodness, yes! Yes! They should be making lapidary equipment. Now they're out running the air compressor. There, they cut that out. Might even consider just using a jeweler's saw. I mean, that's right. If I could make my robot do the work for me, I don't need expensive equipment. Totally relevant. Okay, so also in the stuff from Kaidens Grandpa was a bunch of like super odd synthetic samples. Some of it's synthetic and some of it's like actually real. So I'm just going to throw a couple of these up here. Like quartz. I'm sure those are probably real. Maybe not. Let's look at them. I've never even looked at some of this stuff, by the way. I don't know. Those might be looking a little, some of them might be looking a little, oh, that's cool. Was Gramps doing some faceting work or did he get these from somewhere? I don't know. Oop, sorry. Let me get back in my seat here. Let's see if we can get you just, oh, it always does too much. It always does too much zoom. Do it manually. Just move my wiggly tripod. Again, I am going to town this afternoon and a tripod is on the shopping list. I mean, that one definitely looks natural, right? Some of them looking, you know, mostly natural, but some of those look like somebody did some faceting work on that one. Huh. Interesting. So, yeah, some of them look completely rough and natural, but some of them, those look kind of natural, right? With their little dirty ends. What's up with that one? Yeah. Like I say, you might want to keep, Andrew, keep your eyes open for an email from me here in the near future. Right now, it's kind of a busy time. Like I thought about sending you an email the other day and I got in touch with Jennifer when I got into my email stuff about the package she just sent me instead. So I was that close, but in the near future, probably you will be getting an email from me about if you want me to cut that rock for you still. All right, I'm dropping these little guys. Let's not be dropping them. Oh, it's kind of pretty, isn't it? Well, some of these have paperwork with them, Aaron, that say that they're synthetic, which is why I question the validity of some of this stuff. I mean, why would you have fake quartz, though quartz is kind of everywhere. Okay. We looked at quartz. That's interesting. Ah, he says. So like maybe this one, let's look at this because I see a little piece of paper in there, right? Titania. I don't even know. What is this? Okay, well, the sample is missing out of here. Preform. See, okay, well, we'll move on then, since there's nothing there. Some of them say with the paperwork that's with them that they are synthetic material and they're purchased from the little logo. Did you see the little logo in the bottom corner of that paperwork I just pulled out? What does this say? This is zircon. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's get some of the background noise out of here. But it's kind of looking, if it was polished, it'd be really pretty. You can tell because there's a broken bit there. And then like here, oop, here's a little piece. Did he take a piece off that and work it? I have no idea. Some of the rocks that we got in from that too were cut. And I asked Kaiden, I was like, okay, did Grandpa have a rock saw? Where's the rock saw at? And he's like, I don't know. It's long gone if he did. So, Alex Corundrum, what is that? Does anybody know? We're looking at this stuff. I haven't even really, Kaiden's looked through a lot of this, but I have not. Corundrum. I have no idea, but it's pretty. Same color as my fingernail polish today. And amethyst. Again, probably real stuff. I don't know, man. Look, that one's got a little hook on it. I think this is cool, again, because not only do we get to look at rocks, but I mean, this is telling us a little bit of a story about Kaidens' grandpa, too. You know, did he do that little piece with the hook on it? You know, did he do that faceting work on that quartz? Did he cut those rocks? You know, it almost looks to me, Kaiden said that he did purchase things from this company and do a lot of like faceting work and things. He made a lot of jewelry. So, you know, 116 carats of synthetic spinel tourmaline, deep green, a half bolai. So it's going to be 4.5 cents per carat. You guys, 4.5 cents per carat at a total of $5.26 from Alpha Faceting Supply in Birmingham, Washington. I wonder if they're still in business. I haven't looked into that. So here's our synthetic spinel tourmaline deep green. Boy, you're not joking. That is deep, deep green, huh? Oh, and it's got a number. Look. It says 011, or let's go the other way. It says 110, which matches that. Wow, how wild. I want to backlight that. Do I have a decent backlight anywhere here? What if we wet these? Does that make a difference? A little bit. Now it just looks black. It's deep green, all right. All right, well, we'll set that aside and let it dry and before we put it back in this here. But I'm going to keep the paperwork with all of these. This is just such a bizarre collection, isn't it? Oh my goodness, Global stopped in to say happy holidays and happy holidays to you and yours, Global. Right, Rufo. What have we got here? Star sapphires. Wow. I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to find a place to rest my elbow here. Not entirely sure I've ever seen a material quite like that. It almost looks more like a mica than a sapphire since it's so like layery. Wow. Boy, it's almost too bad we don't have a faceting machine, huh? Oh, there's like blue-green at that angle, which you would expect to see from some sapphires. Let's see. Ah. Dang wobbly tripod. That one's really kind of green. Huh. Bizarre. That's really weird stuff. Oh my gosh, twice? Are you kidding me? Hang on. Hello. I'm live right now. Love you, brother. Bye. Did you try to message me? Did I not answer? Maybe it's because I'm live. Gotta go. They're taking Vicky. Okay, yes. We're all sending well wishes. Gosh, I wish I could get that green color that I'm seeing. There. You can see it. See the green? That's a beautiful, if that's a sapphire, which it says it is, that is some beautiful stuff. Burma Star Sapphire. We'll have to get, again, we're going to learn so much just by going through some of this stuff. Peridot. Oops. I'm so sorry, you guys. I dislike the wobbly tripod. I'm going to dump these out real quick. Let you guys look at them, and I got to go take a bio break really quick. I will be back. Weird little peridots. Who's a good dog? All right, while I'm up, let me fill my cup up real quick. All right, and catch up on the chats real quick. I was like, I don't have a phone, Rufo. The phone caught me off guard as I was finally walking out my door, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't have a phone. Oh. It was our brother, Bear. It was brother Tyler. Oh, there he is. There's Tyler now. That was me that called. Oh. I could put it a little farther away from the camera too. It's like sitting right here. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, you wouldn't think that would be an issue, but it's just rang off the hook today. Oh, that was fun. Okay, so peridots. Those are kind of cool, huh? Look at those. Brother's just jumping in, so let me say, we are looking through some of that stuff that came from Kaidens' I gotta count them, great grandpa from the ranch. They found a bunch of his stuff out in one of the old sheds. Kaiden was surprised. He said he was surprised he didn't know that that building was quite that old. He didn't know it had been there that long. Or that the stuff inside of it was that old. There's one stuck in the bottom of here. It's probably the best one. Let's see. No, it's actually, check it out, guys. It's wedged in the, there's like a little crossbar in the bottom of there, and it's like wedged down in there. That's cool. Anyway, those are beautiful. I love green. I love green, blue, red, orange, yellows. It's kind of more of my favorite. I'm not super huge on pink. The browns actually can be really pretty too, but let's see. White spinel. This looks like one of those synthetic pieces. Huh. Interesting. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these left, and then there's a little tube of sapphires. This one might be empty too. Just so you guys know, like, there is an end in sight. We're not just doing this forever and ever. Green's my favorite. Is this the same Tyler I saw from the saran wrap video? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Sue. This says Ruby Conundrum, but there is no ruby in here. But let's look at the paperwork. Oh, it is in there. So again, synthetic ruby, 61 point something 2 carats. I can't read that. At 4 cents a carat, made it a $2.44 stone. And that's looks like what's left of it. Let's look at it. Okay, should we UV that? I was thinking about that. I was gonna ask brother if he had anything he wanted to say to the YouTube channel before he hung up. Which one am I UV in here, Bear? The ruby or the paradotes, or I think that that's just the broken little ends of what was left of that. Maybe that's all he bought. How much? There was 61 carats of that to begin with, so I'm gonna say that's about all that's left of that. Let's see, what did he say? Ruby and the parrot. UV everything. All right, let's break it out. Oh, Bear. Oh, Bear. Oh, Bear. I don't even need to turn the lights out for this. You guys ready? How's that? Boom. Okay, I will turn the lights out, but look at that little son of a gun. How fun is that? It's so red, it's just like washing the camera out. Look at that. That is some of the most violent UV red I have ever seen. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. The camera's not doing it justice. Listen to my excitement. Oh my goodness, that is way too cool. Okay, I'm putting it back in the bag so that we don't lose it. That was so cool. Who'd have thought? Well, I mean, Bear thought, because Bear's cool like that, but that's so cool. Yeah, I spend hours and hours at night sometimes just walking around with my UV light. Okay, the spinel is even actually kind of cool. I didn't think it really was. The spinel looked like just quartz. I mean, honestly, even just looked like glass, but it's got a green glow to it. Ooh. Under the UV. White spinel was the label on that one. As we're backtracking now, we only had like 4 left to go. And Bear said, let's UV it. Because a ruby's gonna do what a ruby's gonna do. Here's our peridot. Nothing. Okay, we checked. Right? Star sapphires. Nothing. Whoops, bang it on the Tupperware container here. Zircon? Let's check it. Zircons? Oh yeah, check that out. Woohoo! Oh, yeah. Barry, you're my best rancher. What would I do without you? That is so cool. So cool. Guess what, guys? The UV shelf just got a little more crowded. I think I missed it, but what was that pretty purple rock? This stitchite, I think, is the best diagnosis we can come up with. Again, these were inherited. This came from my kids' great grandpa's collection. Great. There's several greats there. This is, generations old. And unfortunately, we don't get to know where a lot of this stuff comes from because some of it just isn't labeled. We can take a guess. This is kind of cool. This is Alex Conundrum. There's no label in it, but it's got a kind of a pretty different colored line right up the middle of it under the UV. So we can just kind of guess that might be stitchite from the Ontario, Canada mine, just since that's kind of close to where we live. That would almost kind of make sense. Oh, yeah. This is that, what do we call it? Deep, dark green. Is that what it was labeled as? Yeah. Let me find that, actually. Where did it go? Oops, sorry. Keep my light focused while I'm looking. Now I can't find the label for that one. That had the matching number on it. Remember, I read it backwards and then read it the right way. It was number 110. I have to go back and find the label for that. That is super cool under the UV. Without, with. Without, with. And what else is here? Okay. Did we look at this one? Peridot spinel? Peridot spinel. I don't think we did. I think we, like I said, we had like 4. Ooh, this is kind of pretty. Kind of like this. This poor label. Holy cow. I'm going to guess that it says synthetic. Again, spinel, peridot. Greenish yellow, which, again, one of my favorite colors. $4.60 for however many grams of this he had. Oh my goodness, the paper is just deteriorating. I'm not entirely sure how they were making their synthetic material back whenever he was doing this. That's so cool. I'm guessing there's some uranium in it, though. But yeah, that is some interesting stuff. I almost wouldn't mind having a piece of that faceted. Oh my goodness, the battery's gonna die. I gotta switch cords real quick. Boom, it's so green. It's just slightly radioactive. No big deal. In small doses, you'll be fine. If you wake up with the tail, though, it's not on me. Okay. Oh, I just dumped it all back in the bottle. And in the wrong bottle, I think, even. Yeah, I did that. Cool. That was good on me, not? Where's the one that it came out of? I'm missing a bottle. Huh. Maybe I'm not. Oh yeah, because it'll, no. I dropped it back in the bag. No. Oh my goodness, I'm so confused. What did I just do? Does anybody know what I just did? Hang on. I gotta check myself before I wreck myself because something here just happened. Okay. Those go in that bag. I'd like to keep these with these old labels and stuff if I can. Like I say, it's like a little bit of like the story that goes along with these rocks. Like I say, we're kind of getting to learn a little bit about Kaidens Grandpa as we go along here. Okay. I'm glad we figured that out. Okay. The next one is unlabeled, and there's quite a bit of stuff in here. It's single and ready to mingle now, meow. Keep the receipts out of daylight too. Yeah. And nothing impressive with the UV on those pieces. That's kind of a shock. You know, did he do some... He must have had a faceting machine. Otherwise, why would he have the interest in all of these synthetic samples for... I mean, they're for faceting, right? And Kaidens, like I said, he purchased things from all around the world and made jewelry, but I just wonder, you know, what kind of machinery he had. He must have had a rock saw, and not a little one either. He must have had a faceting machine. Otherwise, why the interest in some of this stuff here? Smoky quartz. Those aren't smokies. Those are like citrines. That's a smoky though. Let's check them. Let's check them with the light. Unremarkable, but we did it because the bear says we should. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Look at that phantom in there. Do you guys see it? I don't know if I'm using that word right, but ooh, there's one right up the behind of this one too. How come I could see it when it was laying down? It's making a rainbow, but it's, I think, the broken stuff on top that's casting a rainbow in there, and I can't get it on the camera. Okay, back to the little ghost in here. Where'd he go? There. That's pretty cool. That smoky's kind of pretty too. Not gonna lie. All right, one left. We're down to the last one, aqua. This is my birthstone. That's definitely a synthetic piece. And they withheld the uranium from that mix. It looks purple on the camera. It's very blue. It's definitely aquamarine blue. It so looks purple on my camera. That is bizarre. That is really bizarre. Like, it is as blue as this computer screen. There, now it looks blue. Oh, there, it maintained its blue color for just a minute. Now it's there, kind of still looking blue. That's interesting. No paperwork with that one. Just says aqua. And last but not least, I'd say this is sapphires, and I'm not sure, more of that star sapphire material. Some of that looks real familiar. That looks like Montana sapphire. Those two pieces. Yep, those two pieces look super familiar. Montana sapphire all the way. That one too, that blue color. Green, yep. Yep. Yes. Yes, definitely that dark blue one. That's a beautiful Montana sapphire. The green ones, whoops, I just dropped one. That's all right, I'll find it. The green ones are definitely Montana sapphires. Now, there are a few here that are like gymongous. Holy shoot, look at the clarity in that one. That's a stunner. Where are my faceting friends? Karen, are you watching? Okay, and then this other huge one here too. If those are Montana sapphires, those are pretty large. They really do look like Montana sapphires. All of this stuff does. This, on the other hand, does not. Was there a bottle that was empty? Do we remember? There was one that had nothing in it, wasn't there? Titania. I wonder if that's... No way, because that was a 8 by 6 total weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's not. I have no idea. I have no idea. I am lurking. Tube settings, faceted sunstones. Like all of this last stuff we looked at, Karen, is like a weird combination of like antique facetable stuff. Like some of those sapphires in there are gimongo. Some of them just real pretty. Look at that ice blue one. Like I say, those I know. Oh, that one. I've pulled it out twice now. And the one, I like the darker colored ones too. Those two. But yeah, what's this other stuff? I really don't know. It's kind of green and it looks a lot like that other, like the star sapphire stuff that was in the other bottle. In fact, let's get a piece of that. I'm going to dump all of this back in, except let's hang on to a piece of that. Put it where you guys can see it. Those are some nice sapphires. That's Star sapphire. Huh. How about it? What do you think, guys? Same stuff? Here's the piece I grabbed out of the other container. I'd say it's a match. I'd say that the other stuff and I'm going to put that one back because I don't know why he had it separated, but I'm going to put it back with the other ones. But that, I would say, is a definite match. We need a gem expert in our group here. Definitely. Oh, I got disconnected there for a second. Spot said I could always go back in the video later and review what I did. I might be able to tell with what rocks I mixed up, but I figured it out, Spot. Thank you, though. But yeah, I thought about that for a second. I was like, I'm going to have to... Yes, brother, you need to learn to facet. Yes. So we can make more beautiful jewelry. You also need to start playing with fire and metal. Just saying. I'll do all your cutting and polishing for stones, but you've got to facet everything and then set everything. Oh, I am so jealous of everyone who's going to Tucson again this year. I just got a Christmas bonus and I was like, dang, just my little Christmas bonus here is I could buy a plane ticket like there and back. I couldn't buy anything while I was there, but I could go there and back. Like, I'm sure that's not what my bosses had in mind when they gave me a little extra money, was that she was going to bounce on us. But it really did cross my mind, Sue. So, but yeah, one of these days I am going to Tucson. Yeah, I don't need any more rocks, Sue, but if you find something, 2025, yes, count me in. I always say I've been really stubborn about it. I'm like, I don't need to go to the rock and mineral show. I have a rock and mineral show in my backyard. And to like some real serious degree, like I do. Like, there you go. Go find some of that in Tucson. You might not. You might not. So look, there's a Sue package back there. Do you see it, guys? Some packaging of Sue's anyways. I can see it back there. You might not, so it's, yes, there is all kinds of really cool stuff in Tucson, but you know what? I've got more here than I could sometimes get my head around. Like, I'm asking brother for Christmas if he'll buy and install me some storage, some shelving. This old house too, that doesn't help. This house was built over 100 years ago, and they just didn't think we would have the things we have today. Outlets, for starters. They didn't think we would have so many things to plug in, that we would need so many outlets. So I've got extension cords and power bars, and like sometimes just plugging in my phone and a light just to run a live is like a 10-minute task. So storage too. They just didn't. My kitchen is so small. My kitchen is so tiny. They didn't expect us to have, coffee makers and a bean grinder and a toaster and a microwave and they didn't expect us to have all of those appliances and things. So my house is tiny and there's hardly any storage. We do the best we can with it, but we are just on top of each other all the time, and there's nowhere to put anything. So vertical, we've got to go vertical. We've got to get some wall storage and some stuff. It's been driving me nuts. I've been like, I've got to have an old like wooden box, an old antique box I can hang on the wall and get some of these rocks up on the wall and off my shelf. But it's just, yeah, yeah. My boys don't know it yet, but we're gonna do a big declutter during Christmas break. Yeah, I definitely need some desiccant containers and some dehumidifiers, and yeah, for sure. I need a whole like huge display case, all totally dry storage, right next to my rock saw, slinging oil. Yeah, no. Sue's being funny. Nah, I probably need to downsize a little. So yeah, here's just kind of a little mix of some of the purple rocks, because they really are fascinating and they really do deserve a little time in the spotlight here. They just didn't know. I mean, the wiring in here is nuts. It gets real bad in the winter when we're trying to run heaters. We're blowing breakers and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, this is fine. This is a great little house. It's my home. It's just, we need some storage in here in a bad way. So, yeah, that aside from my story here, I don't need to go to Tucson to buy rocks. I need to go to Tucson to meet everybody, hang out, and just see this overwhelming mass of people and rocks and vendors. Besides that, I need to pull my big girl pants up and get on an airplane once in my life. You weren't trying to be funny. Yeah, actually, I'm really lucky too here in Montana. Our relative humidity here stays so low that the few metal meteorites that I have in my collection stay so dry that I really don't have to dehumidify my case. Like sometimes I'm running at 13% humidity, which is like, the guys would kill if they're mechanically, controlled display cases would ever get that low. They would just love that. And my house stays that low naturally. Yes, I just want to get down there and play some pocket lint poker. Yeah, exactly. I think a saran wrap ball at the Meteorite Mansion would be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah. So I want to go, but I don't necessarily need a lot of spending cash. I think I've got so many rocks, and I'm just about as happy as a clam here. I know I'd see stuff that was tempting, but and interesting, and I'd want to get a souvenir or two, something to bring home and put in the case. But I think I would just rather like go look and leave my money somewhere else. Oh, yeah, that's insane. I have two Walmarts within 145 miles, one way, one direction. Mm, the vault tour for sure, for sure. I got a kick out of my kid. He's getting ready. He's college age. He graduates this year, and he's college age. And so some of the colleges are throwing pitches at him. Do you want to come to our school and things like that? And a saw blade for sure. A souvenir saw blade, Sue. Oh, you guys better do so much filming so that I can live vicariously through you. You better do so much filming. uh, oh yeah, brother might make a saran wrap ball this year. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to doing something like that with him. I usually make the balls, and then it's like, yeah, I get all my own money back. But yeah, so my kid was like, Mom, all I have to do is tell ASU that I'm interested in going to school there, and they'll fly me down there, you and me, to look at their school, and then when we're there, we can ask to have a vault tour. I was like, well, it doesn't quite work like that, son, but I do appreciate your forethought in that. Thank you for offering me an opportunity. Oh, that light was on. It's just aimed the wrong way. I got a kick out of that. We have 4 sponsors we got. Okay, Starbucks is hours away. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Have I had Starbucks like maybe twice in my whole life? Maybe. I don't even. Yeah. I had Starbucks coffee once at the bookstore in G Funk. I'm gonna try to make this 1 year too. Yeah. By carrier pigeon. We send a smoke signal. That's how we order our Starbucks, and then a pigeon brings it later. Oh, I joke about being way out here in the middle of nowhere, but I do like it. I like it a lot. I don't miss Starbucks and Walmart and all of that stuff. I really don't. You might would if you were, sometimes I think, oh, the ability to just run down and get this and to be able to, quickly finish this project would be really nice. But and then that kind of leads to like some hoarding tendencies, because you're like, keep all those nuts and bolts and screws, because that you might need one of those in a project one day and it'd save you a trip to town. So, then again, do you have room in your house because you're hoarding nuts and bolts and tape and caulk and all the things you need to do projects, right? So, but as far as like fast food and coffee stops and things like that go, I really just don't miss it. Once in a while, I'm like, to be able to order some dinner tonight, have somebody deliver some dinner to me would be pretty fancy, but that's a night when you just throw a frozen pizza in the oven instead, right? So oh, yeah, yeah. We should do a I take Sue to the country, Sue takes me to the city show. uh, isn't that a cool idea, Bear? Yeah, they cut rocks the whole time they're hanging out in Tucson together. Somebody brings a saw, or a couple somebody's bring a couple saws, and then they bring a couple of flat laps too. So they go to the gem show in the daytime and they buy some rocks, and they come home at night and they cut them and polish them and hang out together. And they'll go through a couple of blades or several blades while they're there. Probably am, Jennifer. And when they're done at the end of it, they all autograph the blades and then take them home with them as souvenirs. I do think that is so cool. And then Sue, being as awesome as she is, she even has like framed and done like cool backgrounds and like shadow boxes and stuff for a couple of her saw blades at home. So, and a little bit of rock and roll. Let the rocks roll. Heck yeah. Oh, that wasn't the rock and roll. It was, wasn't it? That's what you meant, I'm sure. I've lived both. Very urban and very rural. Yeah, restaurants and theaters, museums, things like that we don't have here. So, but it forces me to find other things to do. It forces me to go out on a hike or to, you know, do a chore. Maybe I'll go split some firewood or something instead. So there's always, you know, two sides to every coin. The grass is always greener, right? It looks like a platinum record. It does. When you put that saw blade in the display, it's like all displayed like it's like seriously like the #1 best-selling record of this year, like the #1 saw blade. It is. Even without the glitter. Exactly. Sue is the glitter. You in a city would be a good lap. I was thinking that. Seriously, brother. Did you get that, like, outright honest chuckle that I let out there? I was like, oh my goodness. Because I've watched things like, I don't know if you guys ever watched Snowflake Mountain, where they bring the city people out into the country and, like, drop them off. Take all their city conveniences away from them. Okay, yeah, that sort of thing. And I get a kick out of some of that. That's funny stuff. But me in the city, I laughed, genuinely just chuckled because, excuse me, it would be exactly like that. It's terrible. Like, Tyler, you were with me when I went to, you took me to Two Guys or whatever the heck that restaurant was, and the pop machine was all freaking high tech and space age, and you were like, let me help you. It's a good thing you were there to help me, because I have never seen a pop machine like that before. I had no idea how to run it. You guys, seriously. Me in the city. Dude, I got schooled by a pop machine. Oh. Agree, Aaron. I like knowing my neighbors. You know, I really do. I like the small town. Oh, I like being able to leave my stuff unlocked. I like knowing everybody's name. So this guy walks into the store one day, and I can't remember exactly what I'd said that implied to him that I knew he wasn't from here. I think I said travel safe or something like that. And he was all excited, and he was like, what gave it away? Was it the toque? And he's Canadian, and toque is a Canadian term, right? And he was like, was it the toque? Did the toque give it away? And I was like, no, man, your face gave it away. I was like, I know everyone in this town, and you don't look familiar to me, so I'm assuming you're not from here. Like, Five Guys, and I couldn't get pop. I couldn't get ice even out of that dang thing. Let alone pop. The volcano, what's that? Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Sue. Well, it's not a real vacation, is it? Unless you, I mean, cut loose a little. Oh my goodness gracious. Aaron's like, yeah. Oh my gosh, seriously, that pop machine and just you guys, seriously. I can't city. I don't think I can city. I'm still laughing about it. Oh, I just can't imagine seriously how lost I would be. Oh. Yeah, was it my toque? Did my toque give it away? Oh, I'm cracking myself up today, you guys. Yeah. It was your toque, buddy. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, living right on the border is kind of an interesting thing. It leads to some very interesting conversations and scenarios sometimes. Like I have to ask some personal questions sometimes, and people look at me really funny and like, do you want a receipt for that? And they're like, no. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you going north? Oh, I am going north. I do need a receipt. Yeah. I mean, you might not. You might not. They might just wave you on through. But if they want to look at your alcohol or tobacco or whatever that you want to take across the border, you might need a receipt. You might need a proof of purchase for that in order to take it to Canada. Oh, so yeah, at Scottsdale when I fly into Phoenix. Sue's gonna just like have so much fun with me, and I'll videotape the whole thing. You guys can laugh at me. You can take the girl out of the country, but you cannot take the country out of the girl. Oh. There's a meteorite guitar pick on sale. I'm so tempted. Merry Christmas to me. So many temptations. Oh, you want me to make sure it's real for you, Bear? Send me a picture. I'll let you know. Make sure it's real. Oh. To get drinks at, and as far as I know, that's like fairly basic technology in the city nowadays. I would assume that machines like that are probably more common than I know. I just don't go to town ever. Oh, yeah, she will, like, literally, like, leading a blind person. Like, you better watch out for me so I don't get into traffic or something. Oh, I know, but you're gonna have to watch me in the city. Oh, goodness. Yeah, anyway. I'm okay at meteorite identification. I'm honest and straightforward, right? Oh, Sue, the videos. And I know you know what I'm talking about. We don't need to get into it any more than that, but oh my gosh. You and I are going to have a private conversation about that. That's a good one. Oh, every once in a while, there's like a rogue rockhound or a rogue meteorite guy or gal or somebody who is just fixated and will not give it up. And there's one of those right now that's really kind of bugging Sue and myself and Topher in particular. But there's another one. There's actually a guy here in Montana, and I don't usually talk about this. I've never really stated this out loud on my YouTube, but I'm going to. Etsy just punked me. But they were playing games. Bear, be careful. Be careful. Also, here's just a hint, by the way, Bear. Anything that you see on Topher Spin Meteorites on Etsy, that's a great place. Like, Sue does a great job. Topher and Sue both do a great job putting really cool pictures and videos up there so you could see stuff. But anything that is listed there is also listed in that tiny URL link that you're sharing all the time with your fancy wrench. And it's probably just a little bit cheaper because Etsy takes some fees and things. So we'll incorporate that into our expenses, and your expenses as well. So if you want it just a little bit cheaper, go check that. And if you're not seeing it listed there, message Topher or Sue directly and Sue will, I'm sure, be happy to figure out what it is you're looking for and see if there's something she can, or something close to that. If it's no longer available, she could find you something maybe close to. She's awesome. She'll work with you. Anyway, this guy called me. I'm going to tell you about this weirdo because as a meteorite person, you encounter some weirdos sometimes. So this guy called me. He's from Montana, down by Helena, by the El Dorado Bar, Sapphire Mine. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Tyler does, and Sue does. Yeah, sells great sapphires. They're beautiful, absolutely stunning. But he is so fixated on the fact that he has got shocked quartz, impactites, and meteorites found here in Montana, and he sells them. And people buy them, and they're garbage. And he called me up one day on my personal home phone. I've never met the guy, never tried to make contact with him, never even knew his name. And he called me up and was like, hey, somebody I know, we have a mutual friend, gave me your phone number. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it starts well. He's like, I think I've got some stuff and maybe you could help me. Maybe you could take a look at it. Sure. Okay. The more I talk to him, though, the more he's like, I've got meteorite impactites. And he's saying this, I've got meteorites, I've got chondrites, I've got irons that are also tektites. And I'm like, it's one or the other, man. You can't mix them up. And so I start looking at his listings while I'm on the phone with him. I start looking at his listings and I'm like, holy cow, this is bad stuff. Like, it's like meteorite Mad Libs. Like, he's just plugged words in. They don't even have to make sense together. He's just using them willy-nilly. Like, I'm like, oh no. So I try to help the guy out. I really do. Because at this point in time, he's still kind of being polite with me. He's kind of presumptuous. Like, you're going to identify my find. You're going to validate my find kind of attitude, right? And I'm like, I don't disagree that you may have some meteorites, but what I disagree with is the fact that you've got an iron meteorite that's also a chondrite, because they're, obviously two different kinds of meteorites. And they don't it's like saying I have a Martian lunar. They just don't mix. I mean, hypothetically, maybe we have an impactor from Mars that impacted the moon that, now has been sent on a trajectory to Earth that is, hypothetically, but I mean, come on. You just don't, dude. You don't, right? Okay. You don't have what you think you have. So anyway, I'm trying to tell him, I don't disagree that you maybe have found something, but you got to pick one or the other. It's either chondrite or an iron or a palisite. It's not a combination of all three, right? So I'm trying to help him, educate him with the terminology and stuff. I'm like, until we can agree on some terminology, we will never agree, right? And then he attacked me with, I bet you think we really put people on the moon, and you probably think that the Earth is round, don't you? And I was like, oh my goodness, we're done. Please don't ever call me again. We are so done. So part of the joys of being a meteorite collector and enthusiast is that sometimes you get some really out there people that just get in touch with you with that, it's unsolicited. And sometimes it's really kind of bizarro. But yeah, there's one right now that Sue and I are having some background chatter about, and I just want to say, like, if only you could channel that manic energy into something good, it would just be so. I wish you could do something good with that guy, because he's just got so much to say. Yeah, Nearly Blood, I'm so glad I said something. I don't want to buy meteorites and random on Etsy. Yeah, you guys, all of you guys, there's been 2 or 3 people who have taken advantage of having me in the Discord and having me around. I can't recall who it was right now, but somebody sent me a link to an auction, and they were definitely genuine meteorites. And the guy was like, thanks, I appreciate it. I'm seriously considering bidding on 1 or 2 of these stones. And I was like, definitely, man, that one stone in particular is stunning. It's beautiful. So don't hesitate to grab a screenshot and send it my way in the Discord, or send it my way in Messenger if you guys are hooked up with me on Messenger. I'll take a look at it and let you know what I think. Definitely do not hesitate. Ask before you buy. Because I don't want anybody to buy junk and then be like, hey, check out this cool thing I have, and somebody who knows be like, hey, I hate to let you down now. Now it's too late to get your money back. But yeah, I'm a tool to use at you guys' disposal. You know, you got questions, comments, concerns on some of that stuff, send it my way. Because it can be cool stuff to own, cool stuff to have. But be careful. So yeah, I don't want anybody to get taken advantage of. Very much about you guys. So definitely feel free to reach out. Andrew said, well, it's funny and sad at the same time. It's sometimes if you don't laugh about it, you might cry. For the most part, I can kind of laugh about some of that stuff too. I really can, but sometimes it's not cute and it's not funny. Like when the guy that called me blatantly told me that if he on purpose makes extravagant listings, that gets expert attention and that gets experts to look at his rocks and give him expert advice on his rocks. And I'm like, that's not cool, man. Don't be using people. You've put a listing out. What if somebody buys that and all you're doing is fishing for an expert's advice? Like, that's not how you use Etsy. So I gave the guy an earful, but gently. I was pretty gentle about it. I shouldn't maybe have been, but I was. So.
You got the defense sword.
And you should be hesitant. You very much so should be. I know that was quite a long episode that I just did about buying meteorites, or collecting meteorites. Yeah, absolutely get in touch with me. Or like I say, send a message out to Sue on Topher Spin Meteorites. She's pretty busy, but if you're serious and you have like serious questions and comments, she loves to help people buy their first meteorite, figure out what it is that will keep you happy. Because her and I both know that sometimes what you buy first isn't what you're into later, and that sometimes you'll be looking at that rock in your collection going, why in the world? I don't need to have that now. And so that, we don't want that to happen to anybody. We want you guys to buy something that checks off several boxes, so that you're like, I got this, A, because it's pretty, B, because it's unique, and C, because, whatever, it's, whatever, it felt close to me or close to my home, or I like the name of it, or, it doesn't have to be a real significant box that it checks, but if it checks more than one box into why you want that piece, then you're less likely to dislike it in the future as much. So, yeah. Check in with me, you guys. Send me a screenshot. We'll have a quick chat about it. I'll help you out as best I can. Hey, Grandma Maggie's here. We're just looking at some of these rocks, Maggie. All of this stuff that came from the ranch.
Isn't that cool?
It's so cool. Do you want to say hi to YouTube really quick? We're live.
Hi.
There's Grandma. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here and see what she's got cool stuff in her hand. She's got a fossil book, I see. Look. Fossil book. The Northwestern Quadrant. Rocks, Gems, and Minerals. You guys. An old
Gemstones.
Oh my goodness. Guess what we're talking about next week, guys. All right, I'm going to get off of here and go be human. Say hello to the actual humans in my house, and we'll be back in touch again real soon, guys. Have an awesome week. There's the kid. Spread the love. Go hit some likes. Leave some nice comments. You guys want the song really quick before we go? Want to sing the song?
No.
Okay. Pretty rocks out on the prairie. Pretty rocks are everywhere. Pretty rocks for us to look at. Pretty rocks are everywhere. We'll see you guys.